Hello everyone, I'm FMZ and welcome to episode 52 of League One to Legend with Portsmouth. Today we take a look at the final two games of the Premier League season, as well as doing the end of season awards as we wrap up this Premier League season. Don't forget, if you enjoy this content, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to click that notification bell to know when a new video goes up on the channel, and also don't forget to leave me a comment if you've got anything to say. Let's dive in, shall we? And we finished off our Premier League season at home with a 3-1 defeat to Liverpool. Locatelli put Liverpool in front on 3 minutes. Leonin equalised just after, and I thought, hello, we're going to give them a game today, perhaps. But Harvey Elliott quickly extinguished that with a goal 3 minutes later, and Curtis Jones finished the scoring on 65 minutes as Liverpool won 3-1. And we suffered defeat on the final day of the season at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Dele Alli with both the goals as we were beaten 2-0 by Tottenham. But of course, it didn't matter to a certain degree. We had already secured safety by this point. So we picked up 31 points from our 38 games played. 7 wins, 10 draws and 21 defeats. 45 goals scored, 73 conceded, a goal difference of -28, which is far better than the three sides below us. Burnley, Crystal Palace and Stoke will be playing Championship football next season. At the top of the Premier League, Liverpool have won the title on 100 points. Manchester City are second on 83. Chelsea are third on 75. Manchester United take fourth on 73, but they have beaten Arsenal on goal difference. They also have 73. Tottenham have got 65 and finish off the European places. Wolves, Leicester, Norwich and Leeds complete the top half. Aston Villa were the best placed side from the sides that promoted from the Championship last season. Southampton, Newcastle, Everton, Brighton and Cardiff complete the Premier League table. Now let's look at the end of season review, starting with the new arrivals, of which there were plenty. Obviously, Alexander Sobolev was one of the key men of the season. His 13 goals have led us to safety. Martin Dubravka played 36 games in the season and was an integral part of the back line. George Edmondson come in and played every minute of the Premier League season and scored 2 goals with that. Leonin played better in the first half of the season, but did come up with 6 very important goals, including one against Manchester United. Gambin just kept getting injured, frankly, so he was in and out of the team quite a lot. Josh Knight came in January and did pretty well. Lewis Morgan, yeah, alright, he didn't really do that great. Kevin Strootman, though, special mention for him. 37 games played, 5 goals with the 1 assist. Considering he's 34 years old, he did very well for us. Going further down the list, Travnik played well in the first half of the season, didn't really kick on in the second half. Neil Maupay was pretty good, 7 assists and 3 goals for his 32 appearances. Lewis O'Brien did alright for the most part. João Carvalho came in January and scored that 1 goal. Brian Mbuemo was probably the biggest disappointment. His transfer really didn't work out, although he did score 4 goals in the season, and everybody else played a bit part in our survival, but everybody played their part. So obviously we finished 17th, and the reason why we did, we beat all of the sides around us. We beat Stoke fairly early on. That kind of laid down a marker for the season. We beat Brighton, who finished the season in 15th. We drew with Burnley just after that as we picked up a few points around the early season mark. Obviously, that draw with Arsenal very early on was a good one for us. We drew with Everton as well, who were down the bottom of the table at that time. Obviously, we picked up that big win over Leeds just before Christmas. We beat Crystal Palace just before Christmas as well. That was a huge win for us. Then we had a very disappointing Christmas and New Year period where we just picked up the 1 point over Norwich. And then we bounced back against Stoke and beat them. Obviously, they finished bottom eventually. The biggest win of the season came against Cardiff. That was a good 4-0 win for us. Then we beat Burnley in early April, which again was a big win for us. And then came those big results at the end of April and the beginning of May. The draw with Wolves, the draw with Crystal Palace, and finally that draw with Manchester United, which secured Premier League survival. In the FA Cup, we were knocked out in the 5th round by Chelsea after beating Stockport and Nottingham Forest in round 3 and 4. So we had a decent run in the FA Cup. And we were also knocked out by Chelsea in the Carabao Cup after beating Brentford in the 2nd round. Chelsea beat 2-1 in round 3. So the biggest win of the season came in that game against Cardiff in early February. That was a tremendous result, and that was probably our best performance of the season. Match to remember was that early win over Stoke. where Sobolev scored the winner in added time. The goal of the season was scored by Brian Mbeumo against Southampton in the 2-2 draw in January, and that was a fantastic goal from him. So moving on to the player awards. So the fans' player of the season was Alex Sobolev, quite rightly with his 13 goals. That certainly kept us in the league. Cole Palmer was the young player of the season. He had a very good season after coming up with us from the Championship. Signing of the season, and no arguments with that, Martin Dubravka at £2 million. He was an absolute snip. Top goal scorer, as I mentioned, Sobolev with 13. Neil Maupay had the most assists with 7. Sobolev also had the most man of the matches with 3. And he had the highest average rating at 6.8. Taylor Richards had the most pass completed with 56 per 90 minutes, but he didn't play that often, to be fair. The record breakers from this season, so the worst discipline, Travnik has broken the record with 11 yellow cards, and the highest transfer fee was paid to Brian Mbeumo, but as I mentioned, he didn't really pay out too much with it. And everybody will get a mention on this because it was a team effort to stay up in the Premier League. As I've mentioned many times, the players, they've given me absolutely everything to survive in the top division. But special mention goes to Jack Watmore. 34 appearances, obviously he was in League One with us. 1 goal for him. I thought he might struggle in the Premier League, but he did prove me wrong. Another one that did was Marcus Harness. He had 1 goal, but a very important one against Crystal Palace in his 18 appearances, and 2 assists to go with that. Obviously Sobolev was the top goal scorer, we mentioned that. Cole Palmer, Leonin pitched in with their share of goals. Neil Maupay picked up a few. Hee-Chan picked up 1 or 2 assists. Maupay picking up the 7 assists, but then Charlie Taylor picked up 4, Kevin Dix picked up 3, Toffolo picked up 3. So everybody had their part to play in us staying up. And it's worth taking a look at my record overall, because for a 1-club man, I think I've done pretty well. 7 awards, £1 million earned. Thank you very much. Hopefully that's in real life, but I doubt it. 1,365 days in charge of the team. 38 players bought for a value of £92 million. 26 players sold for £43 million. Obviously that doesn't include load signings and everything. We did buy a lot of players throughout this journey. Brian Mbeumo, as we've mentioned, was the highest transfer fee spent, with Matt Penny going in the opposite direction. Biggest transfer received was Jack Hendry, given we bought him for nothing and we sold him for £9.25 million. That is a good investment. 12 players were released, and most of those went when we moved from League One to the Championship. We looked to try and improve the squad. So overall, 206 games in charge, 106 wins, 44 draws, 56 defeats, 318 for, 225 against, 93 was the goal difference eventually. A win percentage of 51, although that has gone down drastically since we've been in the Premier League. But 2 promotions, 2 league wins, 1 from League One and 1 from the Championship to get us to the big league. And it has been a steady rise. Obviously, Kenny Jackett did the work to get them back into League One. We just carried that on. So obviously promotion first season, that was tough. Getting out of League One first time around, we did that very well, to be fair. Consolidated in the Championship season before last with a 12th place finish before romping the title last year. And obviously that culminating in survival this year. I said right at the very beginning, if you offered me 17th, I'd take your hand off. 17th is what we got. But this is where our journey ends for League One to Legend. That is it for FM21 from me, at least, as we see FM22 coming in the distance. So we'll have some more stuff coming up. Obviously, you may have seen already we've started to put stuff on the channel. There'll be a preview of what we're going to do next year. I'm really excited for what we're going to do for FM22. I've never seen anybody try it before, so fingers crossed I can make it work. But thank you very much for watching today and through the series. Your support, as always, has been very much appreciated on the channel, and I hope it will continue going into FM22. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel but like to do so, please click that subscribe button down in the corner. Don't forget, if you've got any comments to make on today's video, please leave them below. Don't forget, also, I'm a member of the Passion for FM team. Link to the website and Discord server are down in the description. I am also promoting the charity Mind. If you or someone you know is suffering with their mental health, There are links down in the description where hopefully you can find the support that you need. I will see you next time for FM22. Hopefully you'll join me then. Until then, thanks for watching. Goodbye.